Hey guys, Sam here with Garage Geeks, and today we are tackling the rust on our floor pans in the Mazda Miata project. Let's go check it out. So you can see here probably someone, DK, I'm guessing, tried to tackle some of that rust. I don't know who DK is, by the way. He probably tried to tackle some of that rust and, did a really crappy spray can job, and rust came back through, obviously, because there's rust still under there. It's still going to come up through. The paint's going to flake off. So what we're doing today is over here, we got an assortment of rust removal product. So we have the Rust-Oleum rust remover. It's a gel, and you just leave it on there. I think it takes about 30 minutes to clean off any of the rust, and then you wipe it off and you clean it with just like a detergent, soap and water. So that'll be good. I had to get a lot of the rust off, and this is a very important step, by the way, for removing rust. You can obviously sand it off, which is what I'm going to do, and use a wire brush, but that is not enough. You need a rust remover to get the rust out of the pores of the car and the metal. Otherwise, it'll just come back. So after that, cleaning it, cleaning the gel off and everything, we're going to hit it with a primer. So this is an automotive primer by Rust-Oleum. So obviously this brand, Rust-Oleum, as you probably know, is really good for preventing rust and keeping control of rust down. So we're gonna hit it with a primer. We have a couple cans of primer. And then we have this high enamel, performance enamel, that we'll be using just as a the base coat, or the main coat for our Miata. Obviously, doing a spray can job isn't going to look great, but I am putting carpets over this, so I figured spray paint it. It's going to be a matte black, and then when I do put carpet in, you won't really be able to see the red paint that was under there if there's any seams or anything. So I think that'll look better than having some red sticking through, given that I'm probably going to paint the car or wrap the car either black or navy blue. So that's at least my idea behind it. If we just paint over the red paint in the Miata, it doesn't have to look great on the interior because it's going to have carpet, and a lot of the parts are going to be replaced anyway. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The rust should come up pretty easy with that gel, and after sanding it especially. So we're going to get at it, and I'll update you along the way. All right, moving on to sandpaper. Okay, so before I apply the rust remover, it was suggested that I actually clean up some of the rust dust before I apply this, just to get the best results. So that's what I'll do now. I have a damp, junky microfiber cloth that'll just clean up some of that rust particle. Okay. Now that we have gotten the surface damp and cleaned up any of that extra rust particle dust, it's time to apply our gel. Okay, now we're gonna let it sit for 30 minutes and come back and clean it off. So it's been about 30 minutes on the gel. So we're gonna go ahead and wipe it up and see how it looks. Okay, so I got my wet rag here. It says to go ahead and wipe it up with water. So it's got a crappy microfiber cloth from earlier. We're gonna go ahead and wipe it up. See what it looks like. So you can see now that we have cleaned up all the gel, and it leaves us with a darker looking spots where the rust previously was. And I believe that's what we want. So there's still a couple more spots where there's some rust. So I'm going to do 2 applications, let it sit again, probably not for as long, and then we'll clean it up again and see how it looks. Hey, this is Sam with Garage Geeks. And today we're coming back to fixing the rust on the passenger side of the Project Miata. It's been a couple of days since I last filmed, just because it's been rainy here and it's hard filming the garage. I do not have power in there yet, but I'm working on it. So let's see what we have. So today I'm working with the Rust-Oleum rust reformer. I was initially using, I believe it was the Rust-Oleum spray, the spray gel, but that was a rust remover, not a rust converter. So I really wanted to use a rust converter after the spray gel. And this should make the rust inert and not come back. So you can see I coated it here. We're gonna wait 15 minutes and see how it looks. Hey guys, just a little update on the Project Miata. This has gone on to like day 4 of trying to fix the rust issue. Currently, I just applied the rust reformer that we got the other day. It's working really well on the rust. I just did the passenger side, and now I'm working on the driver's side. So you can see on the driver's side, I just applied a coat. It applied about an hour ago, so it takes about, well, the package says it takes 15 minutes, but I found that not to be true. It takes about 2 days for it to look like this and all the white converter to go away. You actually don't need to clean it off. It dries off. And so that's what it'll end up looking like. You can see the black parts where it was converted over into the, where the rust material was converted over. So it's looking really good. I'm hoping this turns out really well, and then we can start painting. So we're gonna mask up the interior of the Miata. You can see we have converted the rust on both sides. So it is a nice black color, and it's an inert material now, and it is no longer rust. So we waited 3 days, and now we can paint over it. I'm gonna begin masking off everything that should not be spray painted so don't get any overspray. I got 1 can of spray paint down. I'm gonna attempt to probably finish up the next can primer, make sure we get everything pretty even, and then move on to the black paint, which is the enamel coat that I got. Okay, so right now I'm working on finishing up painting the inside of the interior. I finished the driver's side, working on the passenger side. But yeah, I'm not a great painter, so you can see it's kind of streaky, but I'm gonna try to cover that up with maybe a second coat. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. All right, so I finished covering the interior of the car. I'm going to probably pull off my masking here in a little bit and hit up a couple more areas that I may have missed, just really carefully. But I think overall it looks good. It's still not dry yet, so it might look kind of patchy, but in some of the dry spots, it's actually looking really nice. So that's pretty much it for painting the inside. You can see it's all dried up now, and it's dried a pretty flat black. It's kind of heavier in some areas and lighter in some, but I mean, that's what you get when you're doing a rattle can paint job. But I really like how it turned out, and it'll work very well for what we're gonna do next, which is put carpet in. So that's what you'll see next up on the YouTube channel. All right, guys, thanks. Have a good day.